Vicente Guerrero, the first Black and Indigenous president of Mexico, was not killed by Mexican people. And to misrepresent this moment in history is an incredibly irresponsible thing to do, and actually does a lot less than you want it to in terms of confronting Mexican Americans who are profoundly racist.
But what did more conservative Mexicans do to their Black Indigenous president after they were done using him to gain liberation? They executed him.
But first things first, my name's Ome. I'm a political science and sociology double major. I attend one of the top 10 universities in the world, and I'm Indigenous. I'm Wisharika.
The individuals that you mentioned, Nicolas Bravo and Anastasio Bustamante, were both born in Mexico. Both of their parents, both sets, were also born in Mexico. Bustamante was the vice president of Mexico and was also the one who gave the order to execute Vicente Guerrero. Shocking revelation that makes them both Mexican, because that's how nationality works, and it didn't take me attending a top 10 university in the world to figure that one out. But congratulations on that, by the way, because that is an amazing accomplishment. Seriously.
That orchestrated the coup and ultimately the execution of Vicente Guerrero. The first was Nicolas Bravo, and then it was Anastasio Bustamante, both of which were criollos. In the Spanish cast, criollos are people who sit at the top, meaning that they are European people. They were Spanish people, like straight out of Europe.
Again, both of them and all of their parents were literally born in Mexico. They were not straight out of Europe. From what I can gather, you are shifting the conversation to the Mexica. And that's an entirely different conversation, because now you are talking about indigenous identity, not nationality. And let's be clear, the idea that the Mexica could be responsible for Guerrero's execution is ridiculous. Guerrero was literally fighting for the rights of indigenous and Black communities. That's why I specified that he was executed by more conservative Mexicans. Maybe I should have said white Mexicans for clarity, but regardless, they were still Mexican. The term Mexican has never been a one-dimensional identifier. It includes people of European, indigenous, African, and mixed ancestry, because surprise, that's the reality that colonial history left us with. The bigger issue is that the long-term effects of colonial assimilation still shape Mexican identity today. Whether we are talking about nationality, ethnicity, or race, we cannot ignore the fact that anti-Blackness and anti-indigeneity are woven into the fabric of Mexican history. And if anything, it still plays a role in our political and social outcomes, including the recent election, which was the purpose of my original video. So trying to distance yourself from the anti-Blackness and anti-indigeneity throughout Mexican history by claiming they weren't Mexican, it doesn't make it go away. It only allows it to persist unchecked, and that's why we are still dealing with it today.